It's no secret that Project Zomboid is one of the best modding communities in the indie games industry, rivaling that of RimWorld and Factorio. From quality of life enhancements to complete weapon overhauls, here are 10 mods that I recommend using in every playthrough. Number 1 is Better Sorting by Chobits Crazy. This mod features a complete overhaul of the item categories in your inventory menu. Instead of something labeled item, it's now labeled medical, or cooking, or crafting. And even with crafting, this mod will break items down into their specific skills. So a metal sheet will be classified as crafting metalworking, allowing you to better organize your base. This is super useful if you like to organize your items into their own storage crates. For example, I like to keep a different crate for each crafting skill, which this mod conveniently organizes your inventory for, so you can bulk select all of the items in that category, instead of having to skim through your entire inventory for a variety of items. A true must-have for any playthrough. Next up is the Weapon Condition Indicator by Noctis Falco, a very simple mod that colors your hand and belt or back slots to match the condition of whatever you're holding. It also adds an indicator tick above your head to show you when a weapon decreases in condition. This mod is huge, especially for beginners, since it helps to know exactly how much use a weapon has left in it before your SOL. The mod itself has a ton of different ways to show the weapon condition, such as both vertical and horizontal bars. If you're not feeling color on your belt toolbar, you can change the setting to an icon which colors the star at the top right corner of the weapon in hand. This will change colors and drain itself as the weapon condition deteriorates. If that wasn't enough for you, the mod also shows you how much ammo you have left in each magazine, as well as a total bullet count in your inventory, so you'll always know how much ammo you have left in a gunfight. There's also settings listed in game options that allow you to customize the mod to your choosing, which is always a nice touch. The third mod on the list is Book Collection version 10.5 by Mecha and Gaspard. This is a very simple one, but a lifesaver nonetheless. Basically, the mod just adds a volume 1 through 5 note, so you always know you're grabbing the next book needed for skill grinding. This is one I always used to struggle with, so having the numbers available instead of relying on the name Dummies, Intermediate, Advanced, Expert, and Master is truly a lifesaver. It's a small change, but one that I quite frankly have never played without. Number 4 is going to be True Actions Dancing, brought to you by Burris. While it doesn't add anything tangible to the game, True Actions Act 3 Dancing provides the player over 45 dance moves that can be found via magazines or in cereal boxes. Ever wanted the twerk in Project Zomboid? Well, now you can. All in all, this is arguably the community's most popular mod, and I have yet to find a multiplayer experience that doesn't have this mod on its list. Overall, dancing is a funny little escape from reality and something that I've had a blast using, and I think you will too. For mod number 5, I included Fuel Side Indicator by Photo Buffalo. Another very simple mod that adds the fuel side indicator to all vehicles in the game, including any modded vehicles. A nice addition that allows you to park correctly at the gas station pumps or go to the correct side of the car to siphon fuel. This is a mod that, quite frankly, I'm not sure how it isn't in the base game to begin with, but one that I see players use all the time. The only note to remember with this mod is that when you play in a multiplayer server, make sure the mod is loaded last on the list behind any vehicle mods already used. This will ensure that the indicator is placed on those cars as well. Moving on to number 6, we have Extra Map Symbols by Wipe, a very simple mod that should be included in the base game but isn't for some reason. Extra Map Symbols does exactly what the name insists and adds a ton of extra symbols to your map which you can use at your own convenience. This mod is a godsend for someone like me who tends to use the map for literally everything, and can be used for various planning or documentation on all of your playthroughs. Pairing very well with the extra map symbols, we also have Map Symbol Size Slider by Capscree. Another functionality enhancement that I'm not sure why it's not already in the game, but anyway. This mod is quite simple. It just adds a little symbol slider on your map to the top right that you can use to increase or decrease the size of your notes or symbols that you place down in your map. This is a big one for me because I tend to use my map all the time to mark horde locations, plan looting runs, mark safe houses, or mark areas that are blocked off with car wrecks. It pairs nicely with other map mods and is definitely worth checking out if you haven't tried it yet. Mod number 8 on the list is the Autozar Trailers mod created by Aragon, Burris, and Troy McClure. This mod adds a variety of haulable trailers to the game, obviously. They come in various shapes and sizes with storage ranging from around 50 to over 750 kilograms. giving you that much more space to take with you on looting runs. If that wasn't enough for you, the mod also introduces campers, which you can live in, portable generators, and portable fuel tankers that can carry extra gas for your cars or generators. This is one of the highest rated mods on Project Zomboid's workshop, and for good reason. Once you try it out, it becomes a practical necessity, as you'll never want to go back to hauling whatever you can fit in your trunk when you have a trailer that can hold the entire neighborhood's loot in it. The 9th must-have mod on this list is Vanilla Firearms expansion created by Stendo Clip. Now this one may be a little controversial, but let's be real. Vanilla Firearms are terrible, and Britas is so overpowered it's become borderline unusable. This is where Vanilla Firearms expansion comes in. This mod completely replaces the models, textures, and names of all the vanilla firearms, attachments, ammunition, and magazines, while also adding new lore-friendly weapons and items. And this is just a long-winded way of saying guns are actually useful now, and feel like they pack a punch when you use them. At the time of writing this, over 9 additional weapons have been added on top of the reworked vanilla weapons. I highly encourage you to throw this on for your next playthrough. I guarantee you it's one of those mods that, once you put it on, you'll never want to take it off. And last but not least, the final mod on the list, Become Desensitized by Monkey. With Become Desensitized, you can earn the Desensitized trait, which basically removes the ability to become panicked by being around zombies. Now, the mod itself has a pretty sophisticated way of working, but it's actually very easily customized. Basically, there's a minimum number of kills that the player needs to acquire, which is set to 500 by default. After obtaining the minimum number, a percentage check is run at midnight every night. If the check lands, the player earns the trait. If not, the check continues to run daily. The percentage chance of obtaining the trait continues to scale as the player earns more kills, until eventually, you can hit the maximum number of required kills, which is set to 2,000 by default, in which case you will automatically be given the trait at midnight that following night. Both the minimum and the maximum requirements can also be modified in the sandbox settings. For example, on my server, we run 5,000 minimum kills and 10,000 maximum, meaning that a player needs to earn at least 5,000 kills before that percentage check begins to tick at midnight. I like this mod because it feels like something that should be included in the game in some capacity, and it also rewards you for actively seeking out combat throughout your playthrough. And there you have it. 10 mods that I consider to be absolute must-haves for any playthrough on Project Zomboid. Let me know if there's any that you thought should have been included in this list, or if there's any that you disagree with. A huge thank you to my YouTube members who help keep the channel running, and as always, thanks for stopping by.